Welcome to the center of Jerusalem. This is Jaffa Road, a business area full with shops, and that was the main road from Jaffa to the old city of Jerusalem, which is, let's say, 900 feet from here. It was so busy, it was so noisy. But now, as you can see, it's so quiet because it's the light rail street, except of that police car. Next to it, at the 19th century, in the mid of the 19th century, something happened. Most of the Christian Jews and Muslims used to be inside the old city, including their institutes, hospitals, consulate, whatever. But from that time, mainly embassies and other religious institutes left the whole city, and they looked for a better place to build their houses. This is the story of the Prophet Street. But let me just cross that noisy trucks. And we are heading there. The Prophet Street is a new name, only from the British time, let's say 1917. But they left, they started to build their institute, houses, hospitals, consulates, around 1870 at the Ottoman time. They had no name to it. Then in that case, people just gave them nicknames to that street. For example, the Rare Street, because Jaffa Road that we just left was the main street. The Consulate streets, because every nation who wanted to bite a little bit from Jerusalem at the time of the Ottomans built something here. Then Italian, French, English, Russian, name it, Germans. Everyone moved to that street. Together, they built a lot of hospitals. Why do we need a lot of hospitals in that city? Because the hospital is a missionary place. Let's convert the Jews, let's convert the Muslims into Christians by letting them enjoying that facilities for free. Next to the consulate, rich people started to build their houses. And that was a very quiet street. Until lately. And today this video will be about street, which is right there. Well, welcome to the Prophet Streets. In Hebrew, Rehov HaNevi'im. And Nevi'im Street is a new name from the British time. The British took the Jews, Christians and Muslims and gave them options of few names. And then they said, we have Muslim prophets, we have Jewish prophets, we have Christian prophets, Prophet Street. For me, it's kind of at least that part of the street is kind of the Christian quarter outside the old city walls. For example, the House of Tavor, the street of the Ethiopians. And look how beautiful are the buildings here. Remember that I said it was a quiet street? But because they blocked Jaffa Road, the main road, that street, the Prophet Street, became to be a very noisy and well, now this is the main street for most of the Jerusalem people. It takes you from Damascus Gate until the market, the Jewish market of Machne Yehuda. Today I will be followed by oh, look at that. by a professional tour guide that is well known because of the art and the architecture style of that street. And I will study a lot from her, and you will study a lot from that video. At least that's what I hope. So don't forget, please, to subscribe to my channel. It's still a wartime. No tourist. You are the only tourist of mine. Then is it okay to ask you to do that? Thank you very much. Started from Shiftei Israel Street, which at the time of the British was St. Paul. And this is one of the first churches that were built in that street. One of the first institute that actually were built here, designed by Conrad Schick, which is for me a very important guy, at 1860. The church was built for the Muslim Arabs that lived here. The idea was to convert them into Christianity. You can see the sign of it. And it was opened at 1873. A missionary organization, British. The first building that they built was inside the old city of Jerusalem, Christ Church, to convert the Jews. Without any help, then they moved to the Muslims. It's a basilic structure with the apse at the edge. The British wanted to say this is a British church. I want you to notice it. You can see the date of the establishment, the opening day. Let me see if you can see that. 1873. Yes, you can see it. I can see that. You can see it. At 1860, when they built that place, you could see the walls of the city from here. Today it's more difficult to see, but Damascus Gate is very close to here. They wanted to say, although it's the Ottoman time, we were here before then. We were here at the Crusader time, the 12th century. We control Israel. We want them to understand it. Then they build it in a way like Crusader church from 12th century. Genius, isn't it? The church was built in a Romanesque style. If you've been in Europe, you knew that. I'm not sure that the people of Jerusalem could understand that, but the one who built it knew exactly what he wants to do or to build. Romanesque. The K, it actually tells you it's like a Roman style building. Look at the entrance. You can see the arches, which are pointed. It's like Crusader, Romanesque style, not like the round ones that you can find in the east here. I didn't see it before. For me, it was obvious that that is part of it. And you can see that two entrances, which were very famous at that time in Europe. The Rosetta, it actually tells us that this is a 12th century time. Look at the blind arcades, the arches without any reason, and this is strange because it's not like a functional thing, but it's actually a symbol of the Crusader churches, and it tells you, it gives you kind of the stamp, Romanesque, Crusader church, Europe, 12th century, and Anivim Street, it's all about Europe. Beautiful thing, isn't it? It's funny because you expected to have some windows here, but it was built just like that because of decorative reasons, because of the message. we are Europe. We are controlling that place. It's ours. It's not the Ottomans' time. It's British now. British time. Why there are only 2 entrances and not 3 entrances? Mainly because the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the tomb of Jesus, at that time they had no garden tomb, had only 2 entrances built by the Crusaders. Today it's actually served the Christians in Jerusalem, Christian Arabs, and the foreigner workers, Christian foreigner workers in Israel. St. Paul, beautiful place. Sadly, the gate is closed because it's very close to the ultra-Orthodox Jewish neighborhood, and they are totally not, how should I say it? I don't like them, the ultra-Orthodox. I'm talking about the ultra-Orthodox, some of them. Then you can see here some paint on the wall, which I believe that it's part of the vandalism of them. I'm talking about few Jews, but very noisy one. The rest of the Jews are very tolerant to every church, and sadly it exists, and I'm not trying to hide any details, any information from you. To see the building here, the European villa, at the other side of the wall, because it was built like that, and now it's actually now the Minister Office of the Education Department in Israel. But it was built by a Swiss Protestant, Messianic Protestant, around the 19th century, the middle of the 19th century. Here he said, I want the people to know that I'm a banker. I want them to come to here and to get a loan without interest. I mean, with the best deals ever. And and he decided to build here mainly because it's the area of the rich people who left the city and built themselves here a mansion and institute. For example, you can see the St. Paul Church that I was actually talking about. A very important building at the Prophet Street. Zander was the architect who built that building, and now it's so difficult to enter because it's a political issue. There are 40 rooms here for 14 children that he had, and everything that designed here are like European elements. Look at the roof against the snow. Look at the windows. I don't know if you can see the windows, but let me show you a little bit. Yeah, with a very flat arches. I wanted to look at the couple with the baby that arriving to us. She looks like a nun or a Muslim lady, but there is a kind of a new tradition in Israel, in the ultra-Orthodox neighborhood, to hide the woman from it's a little bit sad, isn't it? For me, a woman is equal to a man, but not according to the ultra-Orthodox. And here you can see a very conservative way of custom. Machanaim, it's from the book of Genesis. Then Jacob actually named one place Machanaim, and the one who was built that place for himself, his name was Yaakov, James, and Machanaim for him was an obvious name. The gate of the building is original. The original key is very wide. she is trying to open the gate that we will be able to see it, but they don't like it. Then I'm not sure that they will succeed. But maybe you will be able to see a little part of it. And of course, as I thought, they didn't allow us to do that. I'm even afraid to show you the building above the gate. It's a beautiful European gate, and that was a statement. I want you to understand that I'm a rich European gay. I came to, in a way, to bring all the Jews back to Israel. That's why he gave them a lot of money just to build their houses here. And he believed that the Messiah will come because of it. I don't know if you could see something from here. And I hope that the Israeli CIA won't run after me. But we are going to the other side of the building. Maybe we will see a little bit from there. Look at the Italian building, and we will talk about it later on. We're entering now to Morasha, which is the neighborhood that was next to the border between Jordan and Israel. You know that the old city of Jerusalem was occupied by the Jordanians in 1948 until 1967. And that was a border area. And they suffer a lot from it, but now it's one of the most beautiful and richest neighborhood in that area because it's so close to the old city. Well, we couldn't enter to the rear part, but it's beautiful to see it from here. You can see that when they design it, they design the rear facade as well. And that actually tells us that he wanted. It's a statement. I'm rich, and I wanted you to understand it. I'm rich, and I can. It's kind of a show off. Now you can see here, kind of a balcony. It looks like a tower, but this is new in that time. It was kind of restrooms tower from the outside and from the inside. And between it, you can see a balcony, and which used to be called the widower balconies, because when the man of the house died, the widower doesn't actually go out a lot, but from there she could see Damascus Gate, which was right here. I mean, if you will take off all those buildings, you will see Damascus Gate. Then and Mount of Olives, including the Ascension Church. Then for her, it can be a very good idea. That was the story of another building without entering into it because it's not allowed. Ministry of Education is part of it. Welcome to Italy, Europe, at the Prophet Street. Look how beautiful is that building, and what you cannot see from here is the tower of that building. Oh, now you can see the tower as well. Beautiful, isn't it? This is not a villa. This is not even a mansion. It's a palace that was built here by the Italian. Remember, the Italian, just like the rest of the European, wanted to get a little bit, a piece from the Holy Land, to say, I'm here, I'm important. Everyone must understand that. Power. That building as well belongs to the Ministry of Education in Israel, and sadly not easy to enter. Palazzo, just like Palazzo in Italy, Florence, Firenze. When someone comes to here and you walk through that facade, you can see that it's like endless. It's huge, huge, endless, equal to power. I'm controlling that place. A palazzo is actually divided into 3 stories, and you can see that there are different elements in each floor. And here at the entrance, you can see a Renaissance entrance. It's such a beautiful building, isn't it? Everything is so symmetric. And this is such an important issue in a palazzo, an Italian palace. Symmetric. Some windows here, some windows there. Symmetric it's a very important issue. It's like order, controlling. Again, I will repeat the word power. I am here, and you must know it. The reason they built that palazzo, palace, is not different than the others European countries. The idea is a missionary thing, but the missionary thing can be reached by welfare, education, or hospital. And every nation in Europe built here in that street and in the old city hospitals. For whom? For the Christians? No. Mainly for the Jews. Remember, it's a missionary place. Hospital in the 19th century is at the shape of palazzo, of a palace. In Europe, and especially in Italy, then it's not a different building. If I'll bring to here Italian people, they will feel at home. I mean, if you've been in Italy, you know that it looks like Florence place. You know that I'm following the Bauhaus. I live in Tel Aviv, and Bauhaus architecture style, which is the modern 20th century, it's about functional things. If it's a school, it's supposed to look like a school. If it's a villa, it's supposed to look like a villa. But here we are going back to the European classical place. Palace can functional as a hospital, school, churches, monasteries, but here they build it as a hospital. The Italians were poor at that time. Then they actually went to the royal families of them and asked for charity. They said, your family, I'm sure that came from the Crusader time, give us a little money, and the money came from there. Berlucci was one of those families, and they came to here to build it, to design it. You can see that chapel in the middle of the palace. See that is one side. The other side, I cannot take a picture of it because they asked me, because it belongs to the education ministry. They asked me not to take a picture of it. Then I'm standing here, hiding myself. Then you can see the chapel. You see you can see the stairs, very impressive stairs to the entrance. I mean, it looks like European church. Very, very beautiful entrance and chapel. It looks like a memorial Renaissance churches in Italy, and then it's such an impressive concertial palace. I forgot to mention that King David Hotel, it was built like a palazzo as well. Then And the Palazzo serves, and until now serves as hotels in so many places in Europe. The place, after the Italian, became to be a British mandate place. Later on, it became the education department of Israel. Israel bought it from the Italian, then it's totally legal. It's not an Italian place anymore, it's an Israeli place. And if you can see, I mean, they renovated a lot, but if you're looking for Christians symbols, not anymore. No statues, no symbols, nothing. The only thing that is not symmetric here is the bell tower. But in Palazzo you can find symmetric bell towers or not. It exists. Then, although it's not symmetric here, you can see it exists. I mean, it exists in Italy. Then it's not a problem. The Romanesque buildings are usually short. The tower forces us to look upstairs, and you know what? It succeeded. The symbols of Rome, statues used to be there as well, but as you can understand, it was moved out. Why? Maybe because it's very close to the ultra-Orthodox churches, maybe because the education department is a Jewish one. I don't like it, but that's reality. Above the entrance, you can see remains of a mosaic of Jesus. It does not exist anymore. What left from kind of Christian symbolism is that cross, where I say on the fence, part of the fence. Let me, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Finger, right there. I'm talking about that because it's like an inch of a cross. It's still here, as I believe. And it looks like they will let us enter, which is very dramatic. I'm not sure that I will be able to take a video, then I'm stopping now the video, and if I will be able to do that, I will continue. We are inside the chapel. Look how beautiful it is. There's no signs for Christian symbols, although I can say that it looks like Jerusalem in heaven. And look at the apse. Look at the, well, remember this is the dome that we saw from the outside. They are kicking us out. You can see a painting of the place. Now they're kicking us out, but I took a video of it. I hope that they won't ask me to delete it, but you can see kind of the porch for the, I don't know, organ, the monks who will sing the Atsu here and there. Look at the marble. Yeah. Very smooth. The entrance to the balcony is from here. The that you saw was from Italy, and remember that it was built by the royal families of Italy. Then you can see here the balcony. Above the balcony there are square things, but they are empty. That's where the symbols of the families were, but because it was including a cross, then it's not there anymore. But you can see the clover here, but all over. It's kind of, for me, it's like a clover or a cross. Look at the clover here. And I'm sure that the ultra-Orthodox people, the ultra-Orthodox people of Mea Sharim didn't understand the clover can be a cross as well. The gate is original, and what the ultra-Orthodox people didn't realize that there are symbols above it. Romulus, the founder of Rome, an Italian family with a cross in the middle, a lion, a bull, an eagle with two heads. Maybe, you know, next time we won't see it. Who knows? Maybe the last time that someone actually document it, and because I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, who knows? They might see it, and next year it won't be here. Well, that's a problem when you are next to the ultra-Orthodox neighborhoods. Guys, more information about that place will be on at the description of that video. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. It's a beautiful monument, I must say. Look how beautiful is the Ministry of Education in Israel. Beautiful modern round building. Originally, the 80s, they decided to build here an hotel which was supposed to be higher than the church. Then in 1987, in the first Intifada, they decided not to continue with it, and they're not using it as an hotel. It's the Ministry of Education. The funny thing is that, you know, when you're building an hotel, the rooms are different than office. Is it goes together with the ancient part? I don't know. I liked it. I like it, but a lot of the people are so against it. They didn't. I mean, you can see the family symbols of the Italian. I don't know why they kept it there, but it's here. Hallelujah for that. It's the Ethiopian Consulate building, which never been or used as it is, but it used to be a building. And this is a palazzo, another one, but this is the backyard of it. Not the most beautiful thing, but, you know, so rare. I mean, I never enter with groups to here, mainly because I have so many other things to do in Jerusalem. But at least now you can actually how beautiful it is from the facade. Remember when we talked about the rare facade, if it's not built as something special, it means that the people wanted you to understand that the main facade in the street is important, but the other part is less important, and most of the money went to the main facade. The Ethiopians believes that they are creation of Queen Shiva and King Solomon. The Ethiopian neighborhood is behind it, but there's nothing special to see here. Let's go outside, and you will see beautiful tiles. You can see here water systems right here. And let's go outside. Today it's mostly for students. A lot of them are Ethiopian students. When I enter through the entrance, you could smell the amazing. You could smell the Ethiopian food, and if you love Ethiopian food, like me, then it makes you hungry.
זה עניין של תל אביב.
Smell. I'm starving now. I didn't eat breakfast and now I'm starving. The symbol of Ethiopia is the lion, and you can see the symbols of it. Look at that beautiful tiles and the lion. I remember that I saw the lion somewhere. Maybe it's in the middle. Yeah, it's there. It's difficult to see. It's there. I have to cross to the other side, but it's like so dangerous. Then trust me. You can see the lion right there. You know that the Ethiopian believes that the Ten Commandments, the Ark, is in Ethiopia, and the altar is, and that building is kind of an altar. You can see one of the horns of the altar, the four, and you can see the lions built by the help of the Caesar, of the Caesar, of the Ethiopian, Haile Selassie, which was a very, very famous in Israel. He actually lived here as well. Look at beautiful buildings out here. And here's a little bit of the Ethiopian Consulate building, which is actually a building Palazzo with so many rooms mainly for students, not maintained well. The Ethiopians don't have a lot of money, sadly. Kaiser came to here in 1898. Herzl, the first Zionist, wanted to meet him. If you will look at the ancient pictures of it, that parking lot used to be a tent city. It used to be the pastor building of the evangelist, the Protestant Germans in Jerusalem. It was built in 1903. It's not a very old building. On top of it, you could see a cross, but it's not exist anymore, as you can understand. In God we trust. See the inscription here, and on the other side there's another sentence from the Bible. The cross was taken down by the Jews who lived there in the Second World War. I think you can understand that. Although I don't like doing it, I can understand the Jews who did it. I think everyone can accept it. I must say that it's sad because now it's kind of a college. By the language that I hear here, a lot of them are Arabs, Israelis. But next year it's going to be part of the ultra-Orthodox school. And I think it might be the last time that I can enter to here. So sad. So sad. Remember, it was a garden here. The tents were here, but before the tents, it was a garden of plants from the Holy Land. It's very typical Christian thing. Here, there are 4 different facades in each side. Then the idea is, again, the meaning of it, the importance of it. It's the house of the pastor, but he's the head of the community of the German Protestant. Then it's a very important guy, a shepherd, and a leader. The villa is the most important place, architecture building for that thing. Hello, hello. Hello. It's a beautiful classic elements building, arches, columns. It's a kind of a central building. The entrances, you will find it around the building, not only here. Look at the columns here. The capitals are kind of a basket column, which is can be Crusader or Byzantine version. The Germans wanted to tell us because they are connected to the Crusaders. Remember, most of the European countries saw themselves as the Crusader families, came from the Crusader history. Let's go to see 2 more entrances. Samaria. You can see the entrances to the building. Remember, central building. This is the 3rd facade. Today it's the main entrance to the office of the school, the college. The door is original. Let's turn around. Let's go to the other side of it. Are we going to find another entrance? In almost every German house here in Jerusalem, you can see the basement, which is very important. And there's no entrance here, but they deal with the facade, and it shows you how important it was. And above it, you can see the inscription that it's actually said in German, "Ask for the peace of Jerusalem." Remember it, next year it's going to be part of the ultra-Orthodox school. Let's hope that we will be able to visit that place as well. I don't know if we can do that, but I'm doing it and I need to climb up. We did it. Look at the original door. Well, that was everything about a building that I saw so many times. I talked about it, but now I know much better. I think you know it as well. I'm sure that you already subscribed to my channel, but if not, do that now. This is the Jewish hospital, from the second part of the 19th century. Today it's a school here, but it was built as a palace. Why it was built as a palace? For the same reason the rest. Let's start with that. European countries built a lot of hospitals. The idea was to convert the Jews. The Jews got the message and they built Jewish hospitals, and they built it in a European style because it was built by the Rothschild family from Europe, and the idea is to build it like palace, like a palazzo. It was a statement. It's a modern place with a modern equipment, with the best doctors. Come and use it. The idea was to use it for free as well. It's a lovely building, isn't it? Competition between Jews and Christian, competition between modern medical system and not. It's such, I think, a beautiful place. Very important institute. You can see the new building of the academy, but still, the old building is beautiful as well. The second part of the 19th century in Jerusalem. The Tavor House was built by Consulates, which I love. He's not an architect, but he's not an excavator, but he did everything in the 19th century. I do have a video of the models of Jerusalem that he built. Now, what I love in the Tavor House, that he did whatever he wants. Different kind of style. It's like a fantasy of one person. He was a very poor man, very talented man, very educated man, and he studied architecture from 2 books, not in a university. There's a lot of the Renaissance, a little bit of the village of Germany. Such a strange building, but I must say that it's a beautiful one. The right side is a chapel, and you can see that the windows are closed, mainly because the ultra-Orthodox people who lives very close didn't like it, and you know what they did. It's the altar stones. It's a Protestant way to say I'm in the Holy Land city. I'm in Jerusalem. Next to it is the Ethiopian neighborhood, and I do have videos of the church with a round church. I uploaded it to my YouTube channel lately. Maybe it was designed by Mr. Kondrachik. I love Kondrachik. Very talented man. He dared. He didn't say no. He's got a very nice yard with a water well. No, it's lovely. It's a private place, then it's very difficult to enter to it. You can see the Alpha Omega on the top of the chapel.